Hi, I'm Phoebe McDowell and welcome to another episode of Dear Dermatologist, where we answer your most common skincare questions. I am joined here today by consultant dermatologist Anjali Mahto, and today we are tackling vitamin C. Sam has written in, she says, all my friends keep saying they're using vitamin C on their face, but there are just so many to choose from and I don't know where to start. What does it even do and how do I choose one? Over to you.
Yeah, so good question. I mean, vitamin C has become really popular in skincare, particularly over the last few years, and there's a lot of conversation around it. It is a very good ingredient to have in your skincare routine because it does a number of positive things for the skin. The first thing it will do is it will act as an antioxidant. So antioxidants are essentially things that will neutralize damage by free radicals. And free radicals are these harmful molecules that occur in pollution, in the environment, through normal metabolic processes of the skin. And what things like vitamin C can do is they can neutralize the damage caused by these free radicals in the skin, which can help against premature skin aging.
Is there any skin type or tone that wouldn't be right for vitamin C?
Vitamin C is great, actually. Nearly every skin type can tolerate it. There are some people who might be very sensitive who find it hard to use, but in terms of different skin colors, so from the fairest skin to the darkest of skin types, it's incredibly safe to use.
I have seen a trend on TikTok. I spend so much time on that app, it's totally embarrassing, where people are cutting open apples and putting vitamin C on them to see whether they work or not. What do you think of that?
Should we give it a go?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so the idea is that we know that if we leave apples out exposed to the air, they start to go brown. That process is due to oxidation. So there is oxygen that's reacting with the surface of the apple that's creating that browning. Now, the idea of vitamin C is a similar process of oxidations going on in the skin, and free radicals can damage the surface of the skin, and vitamin C is slowing that process down. We can test that on the apple by applying a few drops of vitamin C onto one half of the apple, leaving the other half as a control.
It's like a school science experiment.
It totally is. What we would expect to see is the half that we put nothing on will go brown because it's exposed to the air, but the half that we put a few drops of vitamin C on, it should go less brown. That browning process should slow down as a result of the vitamin C. So what we can do is we can compare all of these vitamin C serums and see which one is most effective at slowing down that browning process.
Okay, so we've got our apples back from our highly scientific lab. Talk me through what we can see here.
Now, let's have a look at this. Now, hopefully, what we can see...
Pretty impressive?
It is pretty impressive, actually. So you can see one side, where we didn't apply anything, has gone brown, so it's oxidized in the air. And then the other side, where we applied product, you can see the apple hasn't gone brown. Now, this is interesting, because this product has actually done quite well, and what it shows us, that it's been quite effective at stopping that oxidation process. So if we think about the skin, if you are applying that onto your skin, it would reduce the damage, in theory, caused by free radicals.
Okay, we hear about free radicals all the time. What actually are they?
So free radicals are highly reactive molecules that exist in the environment. They exist as a result of ultraviolet light exposure on the skin. But what they do is they have the ability to interact with DNA and lipids and proteins in our skin and break them down. So the idea...
They're the enemy.
They're the enemy in a way. So the idea of a vitamin C serum is to reduce the damage that these reactive molecules are doing, so we're not getting that damage to the skin.
Okay, so tell me, which formula is this?
So this one is the L'Oreal Revitalift.
So actually one of the more affordable formulas.
That's right. But I mean, obviously, I have to add, you know, this is not a rigorous scientific experiment.
Of course.
We haven't done it in a controlled lab. Yeah. Our skin is not apples, and we have to bear in mind the formulations that we've used are different as well. But I think we can see that clearly using vitamin C has stopped that oxidation process.
So going back to Sam's letter, there are so many vitamin Cs. How to choose the right one?
Okay, so if we think about vitamin C in general, We know it's an antioxidant, but the other thing we need to be aware of is it's hugely unstable. It's very, very difficult to formulate and it breaks down very quickly. So the first rule of thumb is ideally it needs to be in packaging which protects it from sunlight, because sunlight will accelerate its breakdown otherwise. So for example, you can see that a lot of these are in sort of dark containers and they're airtight. The second thing that can be quite useful to look out for is whether or not there's anything else in with the vitamin C. So there are certain antioxidants that work really, really well together and enhance the effect in the skin. So for example, the SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic has got ferulic acid, and the ferulic acid and the vitamin C work together to create a synergistic effect in the skin. So that could be a second thing that you may want to do. The third thing that I would say, just generally when you're looking for ingredients, is you may want to look for a vitamin C formulation that has got L-ascorbic acid, ideally at a concentration of between 10 to 20%.
And just for anyone who doesn't know what that is.
So it's a chemical ingredient, it's a form of vitamin C that you can find in a lot of vitamin C serums, but it's the one that's been shown to be most potent in clinical trials.
So Sam, I hope that answers your question. Thank you to everyone else for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sunday Times Beauty YouTube channel, and we'll see you again next week for another episode of Dear Dermatologist.